So I just got back from work, and it was a long day, just to say. And yeah, that's quite normal. You know, when you get older, you just realize that some days are they're very rough. And most rough days, they don't really even have a reason. They're just, they're tiring, exhausting. You just come home in slumped shoulders and disappointment, and either in people or yourself. I've felt a lot of those days in the past few years. And it's just, that it's just a part of life. It's more than just being an adult. It's being alive. People always say life is unfair, but I think that's kind of an understatement. Life will rough you up. And do you know that when it does rough you up, especially for a person like me, the roughings up, they don't last a while. They last a day, 2 at most. Good days come. But when you have a bad day, it's very difficult to think about that. It's difficult to think that it's going to get better, because it will, but it's not on your mind. But anyway, today was a different day, it was a hard day of work. People are people, and they can be difficult. And you try to the best of your ability, but most of the time your best is not enough. And that's okay. So I just, again, it was a casual walk home after work, and just processing thoughts, coming to grips with things. Just a bad day. A normal bad day. But it still was quite eating me up, One bad day is one thing, but several bad days in a row, it's a whole other monster. It really adds up. But as I was walking home, I walk on a sidewalk next to a street, and there are cars and kids and people who have their own lives. They're just passing by my own. And it happened to be that when I was getting close home, there's this guy. He was cutting his grass, with a lawnmower, just cutting away. Normal day for him. Lawn care. And then, the grass is right up next to the sidewalk, so he stops mowing. He stops cutting the grass as I'm passing by. Just to let me go through. I wave, and I kind of power walk by. I kind of jogged by so that he could get back to work. But as I passed by him and he started his lawnmower back up again, I noticed something. And it was the smell. It was the smell of fresh cut grass. Now, if you've ever recently smelled fresh cut grass, it's actually quite a nice smell. I'm sure there's, a science and a name behind it, but I don't care. It smelled good. It smelled more than good. Back coming upon a year ago, times were rough for me. I was in the hospital quite a lot. And there are many doctors who just never thought I was ever going to leave a hospital. It is a difficult reality to face, usually. But, a time came and I did leave. I kind of left with on kind of an awkward note, like, I never really got better. I'm still not better, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be better. I'm still sick. But when I did leave, I didn't really have anywhere to go. My family was over 1,000 miles away. Any friend that I had was even further. I was really just all by myself, isolated and alone. Just out of the hospital with nothing but, phone, a wallet, and a general idea of what state I was in. And I was in South Dakota. If you don't know where that is, that's in North America. It's somewhere in the middle top. And I had some family that I had not seen in a very long time who lived in South Dakota. And I thought, I would go visit them. So I did the only thing I could do. I stuck out my thumb and I hightailed it north a bit. Before then, I was hitchhiking quite a lot. I was actually in Kansas before I wound up in the hospital there because I got even sicker. But I finally found some family. My mom's grandmother was up there. Had not seen her in years. And it was quite kind of an awkward reunion. It was kind of, hey, I'm not doing too good. Can you help me out? And she's a very good woman. She let me under her roof for a while and kind of helped me recuperate and reorient myself. But, I didn't want to take advantage of her, so I said, maybe I'll pay rent, or just do chores. That's kind of how I paid most of my stay there. I just did chores for her, washing dishes, painting, varnishing decks, just, general odd house activities. But one activity that I did quite a lot for her, because up in that part of South Dakota, the grass grew there quite fast. It needed to be cut like every 2 weeks. And so I just mowed the lawn for her quite a lot. And there was quite that association, the smell of fresh cut grass, association that at times is rough, but behind the veil of really roughness, things are okay. There are still people who are there to help. And you're still healthy enough to keep on living. There's something to be thankful about. Manual labor, putting my hands and legs to work, convincing myself and showing myself that, in fact, that I was all right. Again, that was over a year ago. And, it was only today, after a very rough day at work, that I smelled that grass. And be in mind that I really wanted to smell that grass. When I passed by the guy mowing his lawn, I could really only smell it for literally just one breath. It went in my nose, and when I felt it, I wanted to smell it again, but I was too far away. The wind blew away the scent. But it was just that one inhale, that one smell. That, the day is still rough. I still, got beat up, in all kind of ways, mentally, physically, emotionally, just the calls for work. But I know that despite my emotions and, the pain, things are okay. And things do not need to seem like they're okay in order to know that they are. Anyway, that was just an interesting thought that went through my mind. I literally just got back from work and I decided to record this thought. So, thank you for listening. I appreciate it immensely. And I just want you to know that you are a very dear friend to me. And even though we've never met, much less, seen each other's face or know each other's name, but do know that I do care for you more than myself. And your company, your presence is immense to me. And I appreciate it. And to put it simply, I love you. So thanks for being with me and helping me through it all. Anyway, that's it. Thank you.